Hello everyone, welcome to the final part of Shadow Generations. It's time to end this. We go back to where we started. No, not Space Colony Arc, I'm talking about Radical Highway. Shadow's first true stage of the series. Radical Highway, in this game at least, is kind of weird. This is the only zone in the game where both acts are fully 3D. There's no 2D at all to be seen in Radical Highway. And even though you can use your Doom Wing in every other zone after you beat the game, this is the first true zone where you can use the Doom Wings fully. And the way Doom Wing works is kind of like Supersonic, except the ring counter drains slower and the transformation itself is more grotesque. Shadow can glide over huge distances if he has enough boost in his meter, and he cannot be harmed by conventional attacks. You'll still die if you fall into a pit, however, so you want to be careful with that. And in we go. We're about to take on Radical Highway. This is gonna be interesting. Now, this isn't strictly a Radical Highway level. In a sense, I mean, it is Radical Highway, but it also combines elements of Westopolis from Shadow the Hedgehog. And I almost biffed it right at the starting gate. So yeah, you got these weird anti-gravity situations. It's like, what is going on with Radical Highway these days? Who's the actual planner for these highways and buildings? Mayor McDonald? Is freaking Willy Wonka back in town or something? Why is everything like this? Anyway, Radical Highway is, it's pretty hard. It's a hard stage to get through. At least if you're trying to S-rank it. It is a really annoying stage to S-rank. And that goes for with and without the Doom Wing, because you can do the stage without the Doom Wing, and good luck. You'll never experience more pain in your life than trying to get an S rank on Radical Highway without the Doom Wings. Unless if you're playing Sonic 06, I think that's a more painful experience.
This is it! Out of my way!
It's good to see that there are actual platforming sections and not just boost to win everywhere. Even though boost to win can be fun sometimes, you want to throw in a little bit of platforming too. Which Shadow is a great character for, because even though he can be as fast as Sonic, he does, in this case, feel slower than Sonic in terms of acceleration. Which is why I've noticed this, but Shadow Generations level design is a bit more in a line. Not like a straight line, but you'll notice that Shadow does not drift. He doesn't have the drifting ability. That's an ability that Sonic gained when he started boosting in Unleashed. Now, that's mainly to turn corners sharper, because in a lot of those Sonic games with the boost, there are a lot of corners. Here in Shadow Generations, whenever you reach a corner, the camera does a sharp turn instead of you having a sharp turn. It's a different way of level design, and I personally like it, and honestly I would like to see this more in Sonic games. What I don't like is skating downhill though. This part honestly sucks. Because you can't really double jump while you're rolling downhill, and whenever you do jump, it's kind of a Simon Belmont situation where you can't control where you're going. Anyway, just keep moving forward. Amigo on the left, heard they make great seafood. Freedom is somewhere. It said question mark miles. What was that? Oh, why'd I dash off the platform like that? Save me, Doom Wing! I was trying to aim for the rocket. Why did I dash off the platform like that? That was stupid. How do people even get to work in this city? So crazy. Maybe they invented flying cars in this universe, I don't know. Or maybe the cars have extra sticky tires so that way they can stay onto the roads when they go upside down. That's a theory. It's an incredibly dumb theory, but a theory nonetheless. Damn, not here. Shadow should have said that. At least once. He should have said it once. Come on, it's Shadow. Give us one damn. Anyway, we should be getting close to the end of the stage. It's really odd because it seems like the stage will go on forever and then it just stops. It's like, oh yeah, here's the go ring. I thought you would just... There you go. Thought you need it. I think it's because the Doom Wing is just... It's overpowered as hell and it makes a lot of the stage go by super quickly. And I don't mind the Doom Wing. I think it's a cool Super Shadow substitute, but it also just makes a lot of the stages go by super quickly. Yeah! Now we can move on to the final stage of the game, Radical Highway Part 2. Like I said before, this stage is also in 3D, but this time it takes place during dawn. And with that, it's taking more from Shadow the Hedgehog's Westopolis. It's even got the downward skydiving segment. We're just missing the overly edgy rock music. I actually love Westopolis' song. We just need to keep moving forward here and watch the random road pieces that fly towards you. I don't know what that's about. But then again, either Black Doom himself or the Time Eater is distorting space here, so I guess it makes sense why the roads are just falling apart and everything else. Why are the buildings tilting over like it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa? It's just really bizarre. Anyway, Radical Highway Act 2 is a pretty beefy level. Pretty extensive. Even with the Doom Wing, this stage might take you up to 4 to 5 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes, not 45 minutes. This ain't Sonic Unleashed, I swear. The stages don't go on forever. Doom Wing is just insane. This power needs to come back in a future Sonic game. But with the big guy, it kind of works like a beat-em-up section where you have to destroy him in order to move on. In Sonic games in the 2000s, especially Sonic Heroes and Sonic 06, love this trope. But this game is not really that bad with it. Well, for one, you have one big enemy to take on in any given room, and two, the enemy doesn't even have that much health. It really only takes 2 or 3 combat homing attacks to take out. Especially if you're invincible, like Boris from GoldenEye, you can take this guy out no problem. I'm taking the trade man's route here. Oh crap! I fucked up. I think I messed up here. Oh wait, can I save myself? No, I can't. Damn. No. Since Shadow cannot cuss, I'm gonna have to swear in his place. You wanna watch out for the purple stuff that will hurt Shadow for some reason? I don't know, maybe it's electrify, but I don't know why it would hurt Shadow for— Damn it! I fell again, why am I falling? But anyway, we should be getting close to the end of the stage. Wow, and I ran into the purple stuff. Great. I should just redo the stage over again. This sucks. This is a bad showing. but we should be getting close to the end of this stage. We just have a couple more flying and platforming sections to deal with. And when I get to 50 rings, I'm just going to use the Doom Wing, because why not? They give it to you. You don't need the Chaos Emeralds for the Doom Wing, like you do with Super Shadow, so use it. And with that, that's all the normal stages down. Which means it's time we face Black Doom. This is the final boss, everybody.
The time has come, Shadow.
Agreed. Time to sever this bond between us forever.
Here's the final boss of the game, Devil Doom. And Devil Doom here, or at least the first part of Devil Doom, plays kind of like how Shadow fought the Metal Overlord. You have to ski down the river, and there will be ramps that will give you the opportunities to hit Devil Doom back. Other than that option, there will be bombs that the boss will throw out on occasion, so you can slide into those and hit the boss back. Oh my eye! Yeah! Freaking... What's with Sonic games and freaking eyeballs? Anyway, this will take you to part 2 of the fight, which is more of a platforming section. And a pretty hard platforming section at that.
Perhaps I underestimated your power. Perhaps I should actually start trying.
Horrid threat of a horrid monster. This isn't good.
So Devil Doom here will start to employ some pretty big fuck-off lasers that will destroy some of the platforms. You have to watch out for when the laser beams are about to go off. There is a pretty big tell as to when and where the lasers will go. There is a slight glow before the actual beam goes off. But this part, it pretty much forces you to use the Doom Morph. For better or worse, use the Doom Morph here. Oh, my face! Now we gotta smack Doom at least one more time before we move on to final phase. I almost fell to my death there! Black Doom is going to move the laser around now. Slightly, barely. I mean, he moved her around the one time, but I think he only does it the one time, that's it. You call yourself an alien emperor? No wonder why you didn't come back until now. Now who would win in a fight, Black Doom or the Emperor from Star Wars? Why am I even asking that? Of course Palpatine would win. Palpatine has that charisma. You're like, yeah, he's pretty evil, but look at him. He can talk a pretty good game. And also the white armor for the Empire, the Stormtroopers. Black Doom, I have my doubts about. Anyway, here's the final phase.
Splendid, Shadow. Truly splendid. You are truly my finest
Thanks, Tutorio. Thanks. I know how to fly.
a testament to my bloodline. See yourself as what you really are.
Alright, so I will say this final boss right here is better than the Time Eater fight from Sonic Generations. That fight was just dull, I'm sorry. But here there's a lot more going on. Firstly, there's no annoying chatter, so there's that. Secondly, there are no homing shots, so there's also that. And thirdly, you have to dodge in and out of traffic in order to not get hit. And even if you do get hit by stuff, you won't get damaged. Just know that the ring counter is dwindling with each second passing by. And now that I think about it, I don't think there's any attack at all from Neo Devil Doom here that can actually hurt Shadow like that, like make him lose rings. The only real danger here is really the generous time limit here, that's it. Resistance is futile. What is this, Star Trek The Next Generation? Are you supposed to be the Borg? Freaking Devil Borg here trying to convert me into his hive mind. Anyway, just keep flying forward and you'll eventually catch up to him. Again, it's a lot like the Sonic Generations final boss, except way better. You can actually keep pace with the thing instead of just dawdling about for minutes on end. Because that's what that final boss felt like. Freaking Time Eater. Time Eater! This should be the final stretch. When Devil Doom is on his last hit, he'll attempt to access Chaos Control, which is something I thought he didn't have access to, but I guess because of Shadow, he does.
Chaos Control. Your future is already decided. We will be one.
I will not be stopped.
Deny what you are. We are one and the same.
Shadow Hedgehog. This is the destiny I choose. Now, to end this!
Everything up till now, and yet you deny me. Shadow, you
Nice work. Perfect timing, too. Sonic is getting ready to confront the monster that trapped us here. If I'm going to switch the emeralds without him noticing, we have to do it now.
Very well. I leave it to you.
Okay, I'll take care of it. Aren't you coming? He might need your help.
I need to settle something first.
Whatever. Shadow? I knew you could do it.
Maria!
I'm okay. Really.
Professor, what's happening?
Without Black Doom's influence, the time anomaly is beginning to heal. We are returning to our own point in time.
I'll stop Rouge. Use Chaos Control. Stop this moment in time.
Shadow? No. I don't want to be frozen in one place in time. Besides, your friends need your help.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I know I'll see you again. And if fate draws us apart, I will always be in your heart.
Maria. Wait.
God damn, Shadow just cannot catch a break, can he? Anyway, that was Shadow Generations, and that has been Sonic X Shadow Generations as a whole. And what can I say about this game other than, well, that's freaking awesome. It's I didn't really have high expectations for the Shadow portion of Shadow Sonic Generations, whatever you want to call it, but this game really knocked it out of the park. And that's not to say that I did not want this game to be good. I want this game to be great, and I got that and then some. I mean, Shadow is my favorite Sonic character of all time, and going into this, as well as the third Sonic movie, Shadow's public perception was not the best, at least at the time. Well, at least after Shadow the Hedgehog the game, and into the 2010s, he became somewhat of a meme. Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? You know, all that stuff that was, you know, justified, but that was also not what Shadow was as a character. What Shadow's character is supposed to be is really just the hard ass with a heart of gold that's really hard to get to. Not like Knuckles 2.0, but he's a tortured soul. And that's what I like about this game's story and writing. It harkens back to the SA2 version of Shadow. You know, the traumatized Shadow. While keeping some of the trappings of the 06 characterization, because that was genuinely a good character in that game, and some of the Shadow 05 character, even though that was a bad version of that character, it still kept some of that too. As for the gameplay of this game, it feels more streamlined than Sonic Generations, but it also feels like there's a lot more to it than Sonic Generations, if you know what I mean. You got rid of the drifting, and Shadow is noticeably slower than Sonic is in some cases, but you still have the boost, and you have Chaos Control this time around. And Shadow's homing attack is also more versatile than Sonic's is, which you can actually teleport through walls and shit. Which makes for really fun gameplay, and also really more diverse gameplay too, because Shadow can get to areas that Sonic may not be able to get to normally. Which is what makes for a good Shadow platformer, a good Sonic platformer at that. And yeah, I don't really have too much more to say other than play this game. Play Sonic Generations 2. Just play Sonic games. They're really fun. Well, most of them are. Don't play Sonic 06, please. Anyway, I do have an extra part of this coming up. There will be more Shadow Generations soon, or at least that extra part. But other than that, my name is Don. This has been Shadow Generations and Sonic Generations, both of those games. And I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody.